Once there was a little bee named Bubbles. Bubbles had lost his family. Not wanting to be alone, the little bee went out searching for a new family. Bubbles was very scared, but he knew that if he looked hard enough, he would find a family. Bubbles flew into a meadow full of flowers. He saw a beautiful creature. It was a butterfly. The little bee asked himself, "I wonder if this will be my new family." Bubbles said, "Excuse me, Miss Butterfly. Can I be part of your family? I have lost mine and would like to find a new one to love." The butterfly looked at the little bee and said, "Your wings are too small, so we could never be a family." Bubbles was sad and disappointed, but he decided to keep looking for a place to belong. The next day, Bubbles decided to keep looking for company. The little bee was flying by a pond when he saw a dragonfly. Bubbles flew closer to the dragonfly and said, "Excuse me, Mr. Dragonfly, will you be my new family? I lost mine and I want a new one to love." The dragonfly zooms past the little bee and says, "We could never be a family. You're too slow." Sad and lonely, Bubbles kept looking. All of a sudden, he saw something wiggling on the ground. Bubbles decided to fly down and get a closer look. He hurried down. He saw a snail. The little bee said to the snail, "Excuse me, Mr. Snail. Can you be my new family? I lost mine, and I want to find a new one to love." The snail looks up at the Bubbles and said, "You fly. I don't. We could never be a family." Bubbles was sad, but did not want to give up. He wanted to find where he could belong. He saw a black spider in the distance and decided to try again. Bubbles flew up to the spider and said, "Excuse me, Mr. Spider. Can you be my new family? I lost mine, and I want a new one to love." The spider looked at Bubbles and said, "Don't you know that spiders eat bees? We could never be a family." The little bee flew away and began to cry. Bubbles realized that he was different than all the other creatures he had seen. He thought to himself, "What if I never find a family? I will never have a place to belong or to be loved." Sad and hungry, Bubbles decided to get something to eat. While eating, a big brown bear startled him. "Don't be scared," said the bear. "I'm just looking for honey." "Excuse me, Mr. Bear. Can you be my family? I lost mine, and I want to find one to love." The bear looked up at Bubbles and said, "Of course I will be your new family, and we can always look for honey together." The bee smiled and said, "You mean I'm not too slow or too small?" "Nope, you are just the right bee," responded the bear.